Good morning, guys. I hope you've had a great week so far. You're all recovering from Thanksgiving break. I know we needed a nap after all the craziness. But today for 5 for 5, we're going to be in Genesis 1:16. And we read this part. It says, "And God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and the stars." Now, it's amazing enough that God spoke the sun and the moon into existence as part of the miracle of creation, not to mention all the other amazing things that we see around us in nature. But when the author wrote this section, the stars were almost like an afterthought, right? It's like he was excited to talk about the sun and the moon, and then, oh yeah, God put some stars up around there just to kind of make it look pretty at night. But that simple statement doesn't do God's creation justice. You know, astronomers today estimate that there are over 100,000 million stars just in the Milky Way. And yes, that is an actual number, not like a made-up number like gazillion, like we used to talk about in preschool, right? But that's not all. Actually, astronomers think that there are millions of other galaxies that contain the same kind of number of stars, putting the number of stars at an unimaginable number. You know, in Psalm 147:4, Scripture tells us that He determines the number of the stars. He gives to all of them their names. Our God is so huge that He not only knows how many stars there are, but He calls them each by unique names. Man, I only have 3 kids, but when I get flustered, I know I start calling my kids by the dog's name as I'm running down like the list, right? How can God keep all those stars straight? Simple, He's God. But with all that hugeness, it would be easy to miss the small details, wouldn't it? For us, it would. Like the name of one person in Savannah, Georgia, or wherever you're listening to this right now. But the most amazing part is God doesn't miss those details. He knows how many stars are in the millions of galaxies just as easily as He knows who you are and what you're facing right now. Psalm 139:13 tells us that God formed us together in our mother's womb. And in verse 16, it reminds us that even before we were born, He had the details of our lives planned out to a daily detail. What that reminds me of is that God, in all of His hugeness, still sees me. I'm not overlooked. I'm not a mistake. I'm known and I'm loved by the most powerful being in all of the universe. And it doesn't stop there. We aren't simply known and loved by God. He actually sent Jesus to buy us back from our own sin. And we're so important to this one who names the stars that He would sacrifice His Son for each and every one of us individually. Guys, as we move into the busyness of Christmas season, it's easy to get lost in the hustle and bustle. But never forget that the God who put everything in place has a place and a purpose for you. Have a great week, guys. And when you look up at the sky tonight, remember that God knows each of those stars by name, but more importantly, He knows you by name. We'll see you soon.